Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are happy days. These days are Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
Okay, welcome to our second week of finals. We had our normal crews here. I won't go through the introductions. Keith, big weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, very good. I think that the first thing we said about last weekend was fantastic conditions, fantastic weather. The two grounds presented superbly despite some heavy rain late in the week. Some very interesting footy. I think I put it that way. I thought on Saturday, Matra Leongatha sort of was blown away a bit by the result there. See, I did Leongatha, but yeah, you just can't deny Matra once the spring air's around. They seem to do it, and they really know how to play finals football, and I think that came through at the weekend. Super impressive, and that they front up with the big village versus the city challenge again this week in the second semi-final. But a terrific win to Matra. A couple of injury worries for them, Callan Calloran and Dan O'Brien, and at Leongatha they've got a concern. There's a tribunal meeting later in the week, Wednesday night, with John Kilsby on a striking charge, and he did a bit of time in the ruck at the weekend, and Leongatha certainly a little bit short in that department, so yeah, they'll be hoping for a good result, but hope might be the best they can have.
And on Sunday, the elimination with Traralgon and Moore.
Yeah, well, Moore now out of the act. You know, the seriously injured players from the week before got on the field, but just how fit they were, I'm not sure, because they had little impact on the game. It was a pretty scrappy affair, and Traralgon got home. Moore did have its chances in the second half, and but just couldn't get close enough.
Well, the last 10 minutes, if they had a kick straight, they actually could have stolen the game, mate. Well, that's how close it was at one stage. But anyway,
yeah, I think they had more than double the scoring shots of Traralgon in the second half, but just didn't push it home. Lost it in the second quarter.
Now, in the netball, you had some interesting results. Your team drawn didn't fare that well over the weekend.
Yeah, my reverse psychology didn't really work. Traralgon did get over the line. It was a really great game of netball, but all in all, Traralgon just stepped up and played a stronger game. On Sunday, the Sale girls stepped up. They've had an awful second half of the season, young girls, and I honestly didn't think that they were going to be able to pull it through, but really strong, smart coaching, using the interchange bench really well, and it definitely paid off for Sale with fresh legs in the last quarter, and they just ran away with it, and one thing he couldn't keep up.
All right. This week we have the second semi on Saturday.
Yeah, well, given Matra's form last week, this now shapes as a pretty good contest. I'll still pick Sale, no question about that. I haven't put a foot wrong. There are two clashes against Matra this year. I think they've won by 60-something points and 80-something points, so they certainly have the form on the board there, but Matra's performance last week was you know, really good. Adrian back to his mercurial best with 8 goals. A few other blokes who can put a score on the board, so hopefully it's another terrific day weather-wise, and we could see an absolutely fantastic contest. And Yeah, we did have the chance at the weekend to have a chat with Matt Ferguson, to see the coach of Sale, to see how he sees the match might pan out this weekend. Rightio, we have with us Matt Ferguson, the captain coach of the Red Hot Premiership's favourite Sale, who'll be playing in the second semi-final next week. You've taken it all before you this year, Matt. Do you think you can go on?
Well, yeah, the boys have had a pretty good year so far, and the good thing is that we've got most of our players out on the park and not injured, which was a bit different to this time last year. So I'm pretty keen to, very interested in what happens right now. About to watch Leongatha and Maffra go at it, so couldn't really split them. I'm not too sure what my tip will be, but we obviously play the winner next week, so I'll be having a good look at whoever can get on top.
Yeah, what do you think the strengths have been this year?
Well, obviously our defence. Yeah, we've only had 7 players go through our back line, and been able to keep teams to losing sort of scores, which has been our probably the best part of our game so far. Yeah,
well, you won the league goal kicking, but Sale did kick a lot of goals, and you had a lot of other goal kickers spread around. I think every week, 8 to 11 players.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last year was probably a little bit different where I was having to take the weight a bit more, but this year we've had a really good spread of goal kickers. We've got some really smart, dangerous small forwards, and they've been able to take up a lot of the slack, which is good. Yeah.
As you say, you come through with a fit list. Does a week break also help?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've never really gone this deep into finals ever before, so it's all new to me. So you're trying to just manage it the best way possible. Like we just had trained Tuesday, Thursday, then had a session this morning just to get a bit of run in the legs. But it's good because you don't cop the knocks, and hopefully we don't injure anyone at training, and it can just we can just get our full list out in the park.
Yeah, finally, just a little whisper. I hear you probably back again next year as
yeah, definitely stick around. I've enjoyed this year. It's been really good fun. We've got some great people around the club, and I definitely wouldn't walk away from what Sale's sort of starting to create at the moment. So it's been really enjoyable.
Well done, and good luck for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Good, Matt.
Bye.
Okay, second semi.
So Traralgon Leongatha have a huge day with all 6 of their sides playing at Traralgon on Saturday, and I think for them it looks like on paper it's a great day. They've got really good chance to win all 6 of the matches, and after seeing their performance last weekend against Strawn, if they can bring even half of that magic, I think Leongatha might be in trouble.
Okay. All right, we'll go to Sunday's game, the first semi.
Yes, well again, interesting. Traralgon against Leongatha. Leongatha have had a tough time the last 2 weeks. They've got a red hot Maffra, and then the week before that, in the last home and away round, Sale, who were obviously very good too. So I expect them to bounce back a fair bit. I wasn't overly impressed by Traralgon last week. They didn't look to me the side they were last year when they won the premiership, and I think they'll have to find a bit more this week to beat Leongatha. I'm expecting Leongatha to be better, but hard to tell. Interesting final, both games.
Well, it's hard to tell who's actually injured or who can carry an injury, because both sides have got injured players, but with Leongatha, they've got 2 or 3 out, but they've still got the nucleus of a very good side. But fellas like Gordis, Klingon didn't play as well as what they have been playing, and whether they were well held and checked or whether they've carried an injury is the point that is probably, I
thought Klingon was probably Leongatha's best player until he got a whack in the face in the 3rd quarter. The nose looked pretty tender and he didn't come back on. Cole Sandbrook, whose second half of the year has been interrupted a fair bit
with injury,
with injury, came and spent most of the last quarter on the bench. I thought he and Sam Bristow probably provided the highlight of that game early when they had 2 guys going straight at each other, neither prepared to wave a 1 inch off line, and the big Sam was the one who finished up with his backside on the ground. Cole certainly not a small guy, very well built and well balanced guy, I thought that was great, and it was real final stuff where you had two blokes saying, right, we're both going for the ball, but neither of us are going to step away.
Yeah, no, it was very hard. All right, in the netball.
Jordan Sale, I think it'll come down to the coaching decisions. Both teams have a big bench and really smart interchange that can come on, so lots of combinations that can be used. My fingers are crossed for Druin. Obviously whichever team loses is out, so sorry Sale, but I'm hoping that it'll be a draw and win.
Okay, any key matchups there? Goal shooter versus goal defence, us, yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever. Look, I think it'll come down to the midcourt. Both ends have really strong lineups, but it'll come down to who can win those centre court 1%ers and who's got more determination to get the ball and who's got the drive coming through the midcourt. That's where you're going to see the game won and lost.
A bit like the footy, the on-ball brigade, who carries the ball from defence to the forward line. Is that right, Keith?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how many successive grand finals Jordan has been in. Do you know that? No.
This will be the third.
The third?
Yeah.
If they make it.
If they make it.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a lot more actually, but...
I think they missed a year in there, but they've been around at the top for quite a few years, so they'll still be pushing.
Okay, on Saturday we caught up with Daryl Vernon.
Father of Bo.
But the father of Bo, now, and had a bit of a yap with him. Now, we have got the Bo Vernon fund still going, and we're just asking everybody, you know, if you've got a spare dollar, whatever, buy a ticket, you know, put it into the Bo Vernon Trust Fund, because it's quite important that we get as much money as we can into that. There was a fundraiser at San Remo and one at the Richmond Footy Club last week, and we believe they were very successful, Keith. They're talking huge amounts of money, and once we get the final figures out, but you know, obviously there needs to be a lot of funds going into that to help Bo along, and hopefully everyone gets behind it.
Yeah, money's an important aspect of it, but as you found out when you spoke with Daryl, it's how Bo's travelling is very important.
Yeah, and he had a very good little clip that we had a look at of him exercising with a ball, and you know, he's got a long way to go, and last week he had a couple of bad days, but the guy's endeavour is just unbelievable. It's just, yeah, the guy, if there's anything where he can get after this, Bo Vernon will get there. But anyway,
let's hear from Daryl.
Okay, we're here on the qualifying final at Morwell, and we've got Daryl Vernon here as a guest. Just ask a couple of questions, Daryl. I suppose just simple, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, look, Bo's been showing a lot of courage at the moment. He's been handling the situation he's in, and he's trying to improve each day. And as I've probably mentioned on a few other occasions with the microphone in my hand at functions, fundraising functions, that you know, Bo stated to us that it's not like he's dying of cancer. He's actually got he's hit rock bottom, and he's just slowly coming good daily, and he's going to get the best out of his body where he's going.
And you showed me some good footage before with him actually rolling that ball, which is you know, encouraging. I mean, you know, from what's happened, but at least he's showing a bit of movement and all that.
Yeah, his level of injuries left him with wrist movement, elbow and shoulders. He doesn't necessarily have triceps, which is we were hoping he was going to get them. So he's building on his biceps, and he's got no fingers or thumb, but he's able to get out of it what he can, and you know, he's just trying extremely hard to improve on those.
Now, it's been a terrible time, but I suppose you would have been heartened by the response of the public, at least, because a lot of people, you've had two functions, I think, in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
How have they gone?
Oh, look, absolutely. The response to Monday night in San Remo, we had about 16 sports stars coming down, and they had 3 different panels go up on stage from people from Peter Hudson's era, and here I was with Drew Ginn, you know, a local identity Olympian, Daisy Thomas, Scotty Pendlebury, so we had an abundance of players come down, and that was run extremely well, and everything was donated from the local community. The one we had on Thursday night, Richmond Social Club, was set up by Stu Wigney, ex-Leongatha person and player, and he did a marvellous job, put in hours and hours of work, and that was very successful. We had Dyson Heppel and Jared Ruffhead to those ones, and umpteen other players with Bomber Thompson, Damien Hardwick as coaches, etc. It was fantastic.
Well, I mean, from everyone from our league especially, we just want to wish you and Kerry and the rest of the family all the best. But and hopefully, there's a lot of money raised, and hopefully Bo can get back a lot more movement. But who's your big tip today? You got Zach playing in the big game, Leongatha Mafra.
Couldn't go past Leongatha, could I? I mean, it's extremely hard to fit everything in at the moment. But one thing we're not going to show the support for our own son and our own club. So Leongatha by at least 3 to 4 goals on picking.
Okay, thanks very much, mate. As I say, all the best from all of us here.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Thanks, mate. Done. As we say, we've got the first and second semis this week. Come along and have a look at the best footy and best netball in Gippsland, and hope you enjoyed it. It's Saturday at Terrelgan and Sunday at Murray, so we'll see you there, hopefully. Come up and have a chat to us if you want. Give us some ideas, whatever. We're quite happy to talk to anyone at the moment, and we'll see you all next week.